4, 3.
Good evening and welcome back to our next segment of In the Upper Room Outreach Ministries, The Monitor. We are here again discussing the prison system and reentry into the community. And I am joined with, some of our regular viewers will remember, Paula Majorana, who is the Executive Director of the Center for Relational Living, and also she is the President of the Delaware Reentry Consortium. And we have a special guest here with us, Hanif Salam. He is serving as a board member on both organizations, and welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad you're both here. I'm going to start actually with Paula, just to tell our viewers, if you would, how you met Hanif and what your relationship is.
Well, some time ago in my work for returners from the prison system, I was referred to the Delaware Reentry Consortium and started attending meetings and met Hanif through those meetings and became very impressed with the perspective and thoughtfulness that he offered to issues. And so I invited him to learn more about a Center for Relational Living, Terry, and our other board members were extremely interested in having Hanif join us and bring a perspective that none of us who have not been in prison have.
Hanif, can you tell our viewers a little bit about your experiences with the prison system, your involvement with it?
Sure. Well, back in 1999, I was charged with a felony drug charge, and I served approximately 6 months and was released home on probation. Well, every year after that, for about 3 years, till 2003, I was back and forth in and out of jail for violation of probations. In 2003, I finally came home with no probation, and I just tried my best to just maintain a successful life here in the community.
Before I ask you what that took, can you tell our viewers what was difficult? Your violations of probation, did they involve technicalities, or can you tell us?
It was technicalities. I could own up to my first violation. The first violation was for a positive urine screening. That was totally my fault. The second two were kind of tough to deal with. My second violation was actually for not going in to meet with my parole officer, and I was working very long hours, 10-hour days, and the days that I wouldn't go in, I would call my officer, let them know that I wouldn't be in there, and the officer would tell me all the time, "Oh, it's okay, I understand you're working." And then finally we went before a judge, and the officer actually went in front of the judge and told the judge that he thought that I was taking the system for granted, and he thought that I needed to go back into the prison to let me learn a lesson, so to speak.
Well,
and actually, that's the first time I heard that particular piece of your story, but it kind of resonates with why we're working with trying to find mentors. A Center for Relational Living is looking for mentors from partnering faith communities to work with returners who are coming from prison, because the probation technicality violations is the biggest reason why they end up returning to prison. And I was just in a meeting today where one of the women who's successfully returning was saying that she has 4 appointments every week that she has to keep. One was with the probation officer, another was with task, another was with aftercare, and I forget what the 4th one was. And when you're working sometimes 2 jobs, you have children that you haven't seen sometimes in years, all the reintegration that has to happen with that, it's very, very overwhelming. And so that is a big reason why a Center for Relational Living and Delaware Reentry Consortium is so concerned and so focused about helping people leaving the prison system. And don't forget, these are our community members, our citizens, leaving the prison system and helping them to successfully reintegrate. So,
Hanif, what has it taken for you personally to successfully re-enter now? What has helped you the most, and what stumbling blocks, and how?
Well, a few things. Number one, and most importantly, is perseverance. You just cannot give up. You have to continue to just keep your hope, keep your faith, and know that you can be successful if you continue to try. Prior to obtaining my employment that I have now, I went on many interviews with many different companies where employers were very impressed with the skills that I had, very impressed at the interview, but once they looked at the application, they would literally just tell me, no, we can't hire you. And it would hurt a lot of the times, and I would be frustrated a lot of the times, but I was determined to become successful, so I kept trying and trying and trying. So finally, I just settled for a position with AmeriCorps, and AmeriCorps really gave me that opportunity to do the type of work I wanted to do, but it was barely enough money to take care of my family. And I didn't complain about the money. I just stuck with it for 2 years, and now I have a wonderful position that I love as a case manager for a corporation up in Philadelphia. The salary is large enough to take care of my family, and I just continue to do the right thing. And now I'm just trying to reach back and help others who are in my situation to do the right thing as well.
What would you say with the center for people that are reentering the community and they are going to be coming out and, like you say, they're facing that tough road where they're not going to be making enough money really to make their ends meet, and they're going to be very tempted to use again if that was their issue. Is this a place that really offers them something that you feel would be such a backbone to them to help?
Oh, definitely, definitely. One of the best things about a Center for Relational Living is the mentorship that you will receive. You'll receive a mentor from a faith-based organization of your faith, someone who will be there for you, that you will meet with regularly, that you will have access to on a regular basis. And another thing about the Center for Relational Living is the board and staff is really loving and caring people. Once I came into the organization, it really taught me that people of diverse backgrounds and cultures really can come together and show love to one another.
We have a little bit of time left. I know Paul would like to say some things, but is there anything you would like to leave some of our viewers, either that are just coming out of prison or people who have loved ones in the prison system, that you'd just like to say?
Yeah, I would just like to say for all the loved ones, just support and encourage your family member, your loved one, whoever it may be, because a lot of times while incarcerated and once home from incarceration, people tend to feel like they're not loved or that people have changed. And to all the people who are on their way home or just coming home, I just want to let you know that you can do it. I am from Wilmington, Southbridge, which is not one of the best communities. It is improving, but you can do it. You just have to stick with it. You have to be focused, and you have to stay motivated. Reach out to places like a Center for Relational Living and the Delaware Reentry Consortium so you can find out about the resources that are available. There are growing and growing resources available for people coming home from prison.
Before I go back to Paula, Hanif, will we see you again on this program to talk and inspire people that have been inspired by hearing you today? Will you come and talk to us again?
Definitely. Since I've been home, like I said, one of the things I love to do is just to reach back to people who are in my shoes, in similar situations, and help them out. So anytime that you guys want me back, just let me know.
Wonderful.
I won't mind.
We'd love to. Paula, did you want to wrap up the segment with something?
Well, I just wanted to say that many of the returners are people like Hanif. Yes, they did something illegal. 80% of the population in the prison are somehow related to a drug offense. And but I will also say that many people that have never been to prison have also been users of drugs. So Hanif is a person just like someone who didn't go to prison, and we're trying to transform that negative image that just because you went to prison there's something wrong with you as a person.
Right.
And we need to change that in order to improve and have people motivated to help those who are returning to the community.
We have to wrap this up. Hopefully we'll have the numbers under, but do you want to very quickly, do you know your phone numbers?
I certainly do. 302-428 3850 is our telephone number, and you can find us on the web at www.relationalliving.org. That's all one word, relational living, 2 words run together, .org.
And don't forget, you can look us up on YouTube if you have access to the computer. I'm going to leave time for our next segment. I hope you'll stay tuned for that. Thank you.